easy-to-apply nails, pre-colored in 7 luscious hues. Just...
Our impulses are being redirected. We are living in an artificially induced state of consciousness that resembles sleep. The poor and the underclass are growing. Racial justice and human rights are non-existent. They have created a repressive society, and we are their unwitting accomplices. Their intention to rule rests with the annihilation of consciousness. They have made us indifferent to ourselves, to others. We are focused only on our own gain. Please understand, they are safe as long as they are not discovered. That is their primary method of survival. Keep us asleep, keep us selfish, keep us sedated.
They're pulling the water out of the sand like sponges.
Blow it out your ass.
Imagine this, a world where it's ruled over by rich aliens who have no cares or concerns for the circumstances of the poor. They take all the resources, including the labor, while lulling them into a manufactured consensual dependency on drugs, food, entertainment, and sex. These aliens that rule over humans are terrified of the human beings, but they have a group of human collaborators who work for them in exchange for wealth and privilege. John Carpenter's They Live is not a metaphor. It's a direct confrontation. On its surface, it's a basic, cheesy 80s sci-fi action movie about alien invaders, when in truth, it's one of the most unflinching critiques of power ever committed to film. This movie is not just a movie. It's a warning. Hello, baby bats and scaredy cats. My name is Isabella von Ghoul, and if you're new here, I break down culture and media to think more critically about it, particularly the media that's a little bit dark, a little bit spooky. If you're not new here, hey, how are you? You look great. I mean, it's great to see you again. I'm so happy that you came back. I mean, like, the way that we ended things last time was a little weird, but, you know, I'm glad to see you. Today we're going to examine how a low-budget genre film weaponized Pulp Fiction and exposed the machinery of control. That was a lot. And why this movie is actually low-key, high-key, mid-key Marxist? Yes. Yes, and the message of this movie grows more and more urgent by the day. We begin in the movie with the perspective of John Nada, played by Roddy Piper, or as I know him, professional wrestler, WWE Worldwide Champion, and WWE Hall of Fame inductee, Roddy Piper! Nada is a transient worker, and he's just arriving into town and he's looking for work. He visits a welfare office that is bursting out of the seams with people who need work, people who need assistance, people who need food stamps. Obviously, the system is overwhelmed. He eventually gets a job on a construction site where he is initially turned down for the work because he's not unionized, despite the obvious use of undocumented labor. From the very opening of this movie, it's very clearly a satire. Roddy Piper's Nada is the archetypical disposable worker, a laborer with no stakes in the system. He is not part of the bourgeoisie class. He does not own property. He does not own really anything. No material wealth or material circumstances. He is what is commonly referred to as working poor. The working poor are those who work full-time jobs and are still unable to live comfortably in a capitalist society. 6.4 million individuals were among the working poor in 2021, according to the data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. John Nada could be anyone, which is why he makes a great protagonist. His name might as well be John Anybody. Nada meets Frank, another underhoused man who works at the construction site. They form the most heterosexual male friendship in cinema. Basically what I mean by that is like it's a little gay. You know what I'm saying? Just like it's a little gay. While at the homeless encampment they live at, Nada notices a lot of unusual activity at the local church. On further investigation, he discovers that the church is a front for what he assumes is like some sort of drug ring. On a TV set in the encampment is a strange signal being sent by a hijacker that warns the people of a hidden group of elites that want to take over. This scene and the scene of the street preacher in the beginning of the film basically spells out the entire themes of the movie.
They use their tongues to deceive. The venom of snakes is under their lips. Their mouths are full of bitterness and curses. And in their paths, nothing but ruin and misery. And the fear of God is not before their eyes. They have taken the hearts and minds of our leaders. They have recruited the rich and the powerful. And they have blinded us to the truth. And our human spirit is corrupted. Why do we worship greed? Because outside the limit of our sight, feeding off us, perched on top of us from birth to death, are our owners. Our owners. They have us. They control us. They are our masters. Wake up.
After the camp is destroyed in a violent raid by police, Nada breaks into the local church and discovers boxes and boxes of sunglasses. When he discovers the sunglasses, this film's central thesis snaps into focus. Reality is manufactured. He wanders the streets, seeing life for the first time in its full reality. Advertisements are all around him, telling him to consume, obey, get married, and reproduced. More shockingly, the world is filled with these hideous, skull-faced aliens who fill mostly the upper class. Nada teams up with other awakened humans and tries to take down the alien empire. He ultimately fails in destroying the aliens, but he exposes the truth to the rest of the Earth about who is actually in control. And what makes it interesting than other alien invasion movies is that the aliens are not concerned with the typical violent domination. Instead, they live among us. They go to restaurants, they get their haircuts, they work jobs. The aliens are ruling us with what is basically soft power by taking advantage of what most of us really want, which is comfort. In They Live, the sunglasses are hard to wear for long periods of time. It hurts to know the truth. It's more comfortable to live without the glasses on. The glasses are a metaphor for what we used to call being woke. I know. This word has been completely hijacked and bastardized to now mean black people bad, I guess. Its original meaning was to be awakened to the material realities around us, to injustice, exploitation, and the harms of living in a capitalist patriarchal society. Many black activists would use the term to stay woke as a way of saying stay vigilant to what's going on around you, the systems of power that exploit you. Carpenter himself was very open about the fact that They Live is a direct critique of Reagan and Reagan-era politics. All of my homies know I hate Reagan. I'm gonna be very honest with you. I think that Reagan was there at the Garden of Eden when Eve bit the apple. I think that when the first man killed another man, Ronald Reagan was there. I think that Ronald Reagan was there when Pandora opened the box. I hate him, and when I get to hell, which I know I'm going, okay, don't even fight me about it, I think that I'm gonna fight him. I'm gonna fight Ronald Reagan. Everything that's wrong in this country goes back to Ronald Reagan. He's on my list of people that I'm gonna fight. Okay, it's 2 people so far. Okay, D.W. Griffiths and Ronald Reagan. Okay, they're both. Okay, I'm so sorry. By the end of the 70s, there was a backlash against everything in the 60s, and that's what the 80s were. And Ronald Reagan became president, and Reaganomics came in. So a lot of the ideals that I grew up with were under assault, and something called a yuppie came into existence. And they just wanted money. And so by the late 80s, I'd had enough, and I decided I had to make a statement, as stupid and banal as it is. But I made one, and that's They Live. I just love that it's giving the middle finger to Reagan when nobody else would. I cannot explain truly how terrible Reagan and the Republican Party was to this country. Nearly everything wrong with this country can be traced back to Reagan, his policies of fiscal conservativeness. Reagan led sweeping move of privatization and deregulation in this country that led to exorbitant corporate wealth. The wealth that divides this country, and it's widening every single day, diminishing the middle class. It's eroding all of our institutions, and with the current administration, it is going like it's on crack, okay? Nearly everything that's wrong with this country can be traced back to Reagan-era policies. Why is our education failing? Reagan, it's Reagan girl, yes. Why is our infrastructure so bad? Reagan girl. The reason why we have so many millionaires and billionaires? Yeah, the reason why we're on track to see the first trillionaire in our lifetime? Yes, Reagan girl, yes, Reagan, all of it. Now, Carpenter has said that he himself views himself more as a capitalist than he does a Marxist, but a Marxist, which is anyone who believes that the workers should be fairly compensated for their work and own their means of labor, can be labeled as a Marxist. I know that that's another word that's been completely hijacked and completely bastardized to turn into... What has Marxism been turned into? It's like woke equal black people bad, Marxism equal people who like black people bad. It's like, it's crazy, like how all these words, how we're in like this era of like double speak, where like things don't mean what they actually mean. It's insane. We're in an insane time. It's whatever. That's why smoke weed. The film's true tension isn't between the humans and the aliens. It's largely between the awakened humans and the complacent humans. Nada tries to convince Frank that he needs to put on the glasses to see the truth, but Frank doesn't want to. This is probably one of my least favorite parts of the movie. In what world does a straight cis white man have to beat the shit up? A black man's shit up in order for him to understand the inequities of the world? Like, a black man from Detroit, this white man has to jump you in order for you to understand what's going on. Okay, listen, all right, consider this infamous 6-minute fight scene.
You dumb son of a... I'm trying to save you and your family's life.
You couldn't even save your own!
I'm giving you a choice.
It's not just about... It's not just...
I don't want to fight you. Come on. I don't want to fight you. Stop it.
No, it's, it's your world. It's not just...
No!
Put on the glasses.
There's blood everywhere. You good? You good? Can I finish? It's not just about action. It's about the violence. The violence that is required to force someone to really see the inequalities and inequities of the world. Frank isn't a villain. Frank is us. How many of us would rather cling to the comfort of what we think we know rather than face the truth? For most of us, we don't want to be woke, awakened from our slumber of consumption and complacency to understand that the real issues isn't Disney or Marvel or Black mermaids or trans kids playing sports, but the system of capitalism that harms and exploits all of us. And to understand that those things are manufactured. The outrage over one trans girl playing t-ball is a manufactured outrage. It keeps us distracted. Our common enemy that is sabotaging us at every single turn, trying to convince someone that the problem isn't feminism or gay cartoons, but the ruling class that are exploiting our labor. It feels like this. It feels like a never-ending, ongoing struggle, fight. Two men. They're not gay though. They're very straight. They're just two bros. They just want to touch each other. Men will do anything except for go to therapy. It's okay. When They Live was released, critics dismissed it as schlock. And, don't get me wrong, the movie is camp, okay? It's camp for straight people, but it's still camp, okay? But today, its predictions read like prescience, like reading an Onion article and feeling like this isn't satire, this is just an actual American headline. It's so absurd. We're now in a place called late stage capitalism. And the aliens no longer have to hide behind subliminal ads. They algorithmically curate our realities. In the movie, they even employ surveillance over the citizens, something that's being used today. A lot of it to disappear political dissidents and marginalized communities. We're more distracted than ever. We listen to music that's about nothing, movies that are about nothing. And you know what you really need? More Funko Pops. Have you thought about that? You need more Funko Pops. You need to consume. You need to obey. You need to stop thinking critically. And the sunglasses, well, babe, they're everywhere if you really, really know where to look. Carpenter didn't just make a film about aliens. He made a film about complicity, about who really benefits when we refuse to question society, to question the status quo, about the cost of waking up and the greater cost of staying asleep. In the movie, there are plenty of human collaborators with the aliens. They've decided that actually what's better is for them to enrich themselves in the meantime while selling out their fellow humans. Who cares that it's contributing to global warming or climate change? They're rich. We have so many of these human collaborators that will never be part of the oligarchy class, but who are more than willing to sell us out if it makes them even infinitesimally more rich. When I first saw They Live, I thought it was a goofy, campy 80s machismo movie, and it is. Yeah, it is. But it's also a Marxist satire of our late-stage capitalist hellscape. It's kind of genius that inside of this over-the-top, campy movie is a blatant critique of wealth, privilege, and capitalism. Honestly, I think that if this movie came out today, it would be maligned as being too woke. And YouTubers would go on and make a million videos about how Carpenter is going to go broke now that he's gone woke. And he'd stick to movies more like Halloween. And it's odd to think that we are less creatively free than we were in the 80s. That Carpenter would probably have a harder time making this movie now than he did some 40 years ago. Honestly, it feels like the aliens are winning, to be very honest with you. The real question is, would you put the glasses on? Right now. Would you put the glasses on? Do you really want to see the truth? Do you really want to understand how things work? About the exploited class? About the marginalized communities? Do you really want to understand what your role is, your place? Who's manipulating you? Who is lying to you? Who is deceiving you? And if you do put the glasses on, what will you do once you actually start to see? Mic drop, sorry. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Isabella von Ghoul. I have some classes that are going to be available on my website. Please check that out. My website is isabella-von-ghoul.com, where I'll be analyzing Octavia Butler's Parable of the Sower and how goddamn relevant it is to the current situation that's going on in the world. It's a sci-fi classic, and I think that everybody should watch it. Everybody should watch it, this book. Everybody should read this book before it's illegal to read Octavia Butler, babe, because you know it's on a list. Okay? You know that book is lined up for burning, babe. We're in the darkest timeline. So if you're interested in learning more about her work, her contributions, Parable of the Sower, how prophetic it is, I hope that you sign up for those classes. If I don't see you in the future, I hope that you take care of yourself. Hopefully I'll see you at another video, because remember, the monsters are always closer than you think. Take care of yourself. Be kind to others. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Bye. Pie, do you want to say goodbye? No? You want to say goodbye? You want to say goodbye? No? Okay. All right. You don't have to do anything, babe. I don't have They Live sunglasses. This is the closest I could do. I'm so sorry. They work though. She works, she slays, she eats, she devours.